Meat City, baby.
Hello and welcome back to Meat City Gaming. JD here with another episode of Kicking Aces here in World of Tanks. And today we are rolling out in the TVP VTU. This is the Czechoslovakian Tier 8 medium tank. And we're in a standard battle on the relatively new map, Swamp. And new in air quotes, I guess, because it's an old map, but it was just recently brought back into the game post 6.0. And in this battle, we are going to have an awesome game in this tank, which you know because this is a Kicking Aces episode. But I barely have this tank upgraded at all. I have the first couple of kind of meaningless upgrades, like the tracks and the radio. I have the standard stock turret on this tank, and I have the standard stock gun on this tank. So what this tank starts with is, it's kind of weird how this tank's gun progression goes. It has a, I think it's a 100 millimeter at 250 average damage, and it fires pretty quickly, 12 rounds or so a minute. And then you go up to a bigger gun that has a higher caliber, more damage, much slower rate of fire. And then the top gun on the tank drops back down to below the caliber of the first gun. I think it's an 88 millimeter, and that has 240 alpha damage, but fires even faster and has very good accuracy characteristics. So maybe it doesn't matter so much, right? This stock gun is kind of close in performance to the top gun, but I still think it's relevant to know that this tank is far from optimized in this battle, and it's still gonna have a pretty nice performance. So we're on Swamp, and I kind of went to the castle. I didn't exactly know where to go with this tank. I'm still figuring out this map. It's a little bit tricky, especially when you're in a tank that doesn't have kind of a superpower, right? This is not a super spotter or super scout. It's not well armored, so it's not somewhere you can go, right? You can't go to any of those classic locations. Oh, get in the advanced bush and do the scouting, or oh, go get in the close in corner spot and get into some fights and take some damage or absorb some hits with your armor. It's a support tank. It's a medium, it's a flanker, and then it like uses its DPM and its quick damage to try and turn the tide of a battle. So I'm in this mid-ground position, and I've had some success with it on some of the maps that I've played. There are opportunities, like here at the Stuart Emile. I don't think we get the hit there. I think we actually missed that shot, but we could have had that, right? We had a little bit of a chance to aim at him. We were harassing a Tiger 2 early on, kind of in that early position where they didn't go all the way to the side to come in that heavy brawler alley, right? They came a little bit more to the mid, and we punished them for it. I think we hit them twice, and then they backed away and broke line of sight. But then all of a sudden, disaster strikes. We're getting shot in the side from somewhere that we had no idea what was happening. The enemy has completely broken through our flank here, and look at the scores. We're down 8-12. This battle is folding quickly. So I decide I'm going to push. I need to do something quickly here. If I just sit and be passive, we're going to lose. So we dive in on the light tank. That looks like a T-71. It is a T-71DA, and we're going to stay on his butt, and we're going to use auto aim when we can so that we can drive at the same time. And as long as he's driving straight away from me, we'll be able to hit him with the auto aim. If he starts turning, then we won't be able to. So we put in a bunch of shots there, secure the kill, get ourselves into position here behind these buildings. We did take some pretty heavy damage, but we're still in the fight. And bang, here comes another one of the light tanks. We stick our gun around the corner. We get one shot into the T-41E1. Looks like an American light tank to me, not one that I'm super familiar with. And again, here we go. He was engaging one of our allies. He runs off. We're going to shoot one. We damage his engine. And oh, if he went left there behind the building, he probably would have gotten away. But he continued to go straight, which let me get the aim and the shot and secure another kill there. So we, for the moment, have fended off an attack, but look at the cap circle. We are down on tanks, and the enemy is capping. I need to get back. There's only 30 seconds left, so I'm going to push. I'm heading back to the enemy, to the friendly base. We're still down 3 tanks. It's looking really bad. And on the way, we can see there's a jammer here. He's got twice as many hit points as me. That's another tank that I'm not super familiar with. It sounds like a mercenary tank. I fluffed my first shot. I decided to just go for it. I put the ram in. And then I look and see, do I need to damage the guy in the cap circle and reset it? No. Fortunately, our allies were able to do that, and we just keep pounding away on the jammer, and boom, he's out of the fight now too. So great, we stop the cap, we collect ourselves a little bit, eliminated some tanks, but it's still 3-6. Okay, now it's 3-5. Things are still not great, but at least under control for the moment. And now a little bit of context for this game. This came at the end of a play session where I was having a horrible night in terms of win-loss. Every time I played this tank maybe 7 or 8 times in this night or in this play session and just could not get a win. I was trying to get my double, my daily double, my win, my 100% XP bonus because I'm grinding this tank, and I just could not get it. So when the flank folded there and when the enemies were capturing the base, it just seemed like we were headed in that direction once again. So we're not out of the woods yet, but nice work there from the T-77 on our team, taking out the KV-3. And hey, now we've got a chance. Now it's 4-3, plenty of time left on the clock. No need to rush it, but we have 201 hit points left. So most guns at tier 8 are going to take us out in a single hit. So we need to be really careful here. Losing a gun at this stage would be pretty bad. And there is that the T-77? I think that's our friend, was working with us in the castle. When we got flanked, we both kind of pulled back together, ran through the castle, swooped around, and then started the engagement on the light tanks, which was turning the tide there of that ambush back into a little bit more favorable engagement. And then we also have, I believe it's just a standard T-28 tank destroyer as the other tank left on our team. Okay, so I want to create some angles here. I cross, a little bit dangerous, but I feel like I'm low enough. There's that little crest in that hill that I wouldn't get shot. And we do see 2 tanks on the enemy team. I think one of them is that Tiger 2, that we were dealing with early on in the battle. Unless there's 2 of them. I don't remember if that's the same name. But there he is. He was aiming at the T-77, right? Had that crossfire. We're able to come up over the ridge, put in a shot, and I think we secured that kill there as well. I missed it on the notification. But we definitely spotted them, got ourselves into position, created the crossfire, and now it's 3-3. Tiger P's in front of us. He's on very low health, 257. We're firing some premium rounds here. No time to mess around. Like I said, I was having a really bad night and wanted to secure a win really badly in this tank. And for the first time, it looks like we have a chance. And yes, T-28, thank you for securing that kill on the Tiger P. And now things look really good. Just the AT-15 left on the enemy team. And I was thinking, okay, if he's dug in, they've got good armor, I'll like swoop all the way around. No need to rush. I'll like go up and around and come back behind him. But that wasn't necessary. Our allies take out the AT-15. And now it's 3-on-1 with just the artillery left on the enemy team. And wow, we really reached in down deep to pull this one back from what looked like almost a guaranteed loss into what is now, for all intents and purposes, a guaranteed win. So take a quick look at the map. We see it is a GW Tiger P in terms of the artillery. So it's German, it's semi-mobile, but it's not like it doesn't have a rapid firing gun. It's got the shield at the top, so it'll be a little weak. I think if I was him and I saw where we just had the engagement with the AT-15, he would be advancing or retreating across this B line, trying to get some distance and to get some elevation. And yes, absolutely, there he is, running away from us. We get to put in 1 shot, and he's slowly starting to turn, so we're going to go for 2 shots. I've got his flank. I'm going to beat his traverse. I do try to go for a tracking shot here. Unfortunately, we don't get the track. That's okay. We still have him. We are out maneuvering his traverse. We secure that kill, secure the win, and gosh, that felt really good. In the post-battle results, 1,885 XP for 5 kills, almost 4,000 damage in this TVP VTU. I don't know a lot about this tank and how well it's performing, but it is a tier 8. I feel like that's got to have a chance at a kicking aces. And even if we fall a little short, that kind of performance definitely warrants being featured in this series. So taking a look at the post-battle results, we see without a premium account that we secured 12,000 silver. And if we had been running premium, almost 40,000. So a decent game in terms of earning silver. I do run equipment on this tank, but I don't think it's all gold equipment yet, or maybe it is. Either way, a nice little tidy profit there from a non-premium tier 8 tank. And once again, a little bit more stats. We see 5 kills, 3,911 damage for 21 direct hits. Remember, 250 alpha average damage, 21 direct hits, 1,345 assistance damage. We may have had a tracking shot or two in there, but I believe that was mostly spotting damage, and 1 detection all went into that game. Taking a look at the medals page, we secured Fire for Effect, a Bruiser medal, a Fighter for those 5 kills, a Duelist, and kind of a rare one or an interesting one, the Hand of God for surviving and winning the battle after having received damage from at least 4 different vehicles. And yes, we can see all of that turned into an ace tanker performance. Really, really happy to secure this one early on in the tank and in such a state where it's not even close to being fully upgraded. Usually these like tech tree tanks, when you finish it and you move on to the next one, they kind of go on the shelf and you don't really break them out unless it's some kind of special event or special occasion that calls for that tank specifically, or its tier or its type. So to be able to have this early on, now I know that I can relax and just enjoy the tank and not worry about trying to get that ace tanker before we finish the grind and unlock the tier 9 Czechoslovakian medium tank. Taking a look at the team results page, we are going to give 2 shout outs, and of course they go to the 2 teammates that were with us at the end of the battle. That is Crafty Rabbit 269 in the T28, had a really nice game, almost 5,000 direct damage and 500 assistance on top of it to go with 4 kills. And then Spider 723 Cynical in the T77, not anybody we knew in game, but somebody we were working with kind of off the cuff very closely throughout the battle. 3,321 damage from them and another 4 kills. Both of them having monster games, 8 kills between them. And when you add in my 5, 13 of the 15 kills by the 3 of us and the 3 surviving tanks on our team. So all around, great performance. Hats off to those 2. Definitely would not have been able to pull that one off without their elevated performances. And we can really see now 1,885 XP, 5 kills, 3,911 damage, 1,345 assistance. A great round, fantastic round. What a way to bust up that bad streak of losses with an ace tanker performance in the TVP VTU. So that's going to wrap up this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.